deplorable. Would you say that? Like,
Yeah, I agree, absolutely. I think we've all done something stupid, but not like stupid enough to like wanna. Campfire.
why?
Building the campfire. Because my dad taught me how to build fires. And so I kind of like that. And I like fires in general. I'm a little bit of a pyro, so.
I like the crackling and depending on the wood, the smell of the wood burning. You know, there's certain woods that smell really good. You know.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah,
that's also true.
So true. So everyone, welcome back to another episode of the Convoluted Podcast. It is the new season.
Oh, you started this.
It is the new season. Welcome. It's been a bit. That's why we were gonna record, but our lives have been very hectic, and it's been a bit. We were able to get. It actually, me and Liz haven't communicated in a bit because just our lives have been crisscross. Actually, we never crossed. It was just on different parallel lines, never crossing paths. It's just how it is. But how have you been, Liz? How have you been?
I've been super busy. It's just a Blink-182 concert, which was amazing, by the way. We did
no invite.
Trivia night. It was amazing. Okay, it was fun. It was great. You should have been there. It was just it was just nostalgic. It was awesome to give it to my kid. It was just phenomenal. Like, it was crazy. It was great. It was good. And we took back trivia night. We're number 1 again. Woo!
Nice.
And then what did we do? I went to a Pickles game. I went to a Portland Pickles game. PP.
Oh, nice.
That was fun. The pickle was very flirty towards me. It was awesome. It was great.
That seems like a lot of enjoyment.
And then it's been just doing this and that. I worked 7 days to get to Mel's 13th birthday.
Oh, congratulations to Mel.
Teenager. And mom coming back and sleep over, and it's been a little bit of a chaotic ride. I'm not gonna lie, but it's been fun.
Oh, nice.
How about you?
I'm still in recovery, so even if you did invite me, as much as I would have loved to go, it would not have been as enjoyable as I would love to have been. I'm progressing. I'm doing better. I'm able to sit comfortably a little longer. I was able to go to the cinema and comfortably sit. So I went to go watch Deadpool recently. I'm
so excited. I want to go see that.
It's really good. I've seen it already twice. That's how good it is.
Wow.
Yes. My review's out. If you guys want to go listen to it or watch it on Spotify or YouTube or anywhere on the thing, go check out Reaction Cast, my review for that. Mini review here. Really fun. As you can tell, I've seen it twice already. That's how good it is. I've been, for the most part, with recovery, it's been hard to kind of do stuff. I'm very limited to like what I'm able to do. I have been back to work, but even at work, I'm only allowed certain things to do. I feel bad sometimes that I can't be working when everyone else is working. It's a little like, what's the word? Catch-22. Like I'm at work, but I can't work in a sense. I understand, work wants you to be at work, but still not get hurt. I get it. But it's like, I feel like useless at there. But on the fun side, like I said, I've been going to the movies, one movie twice. Recently, I went up to my uncle's farm to celebrate his 50 years in the city that he's been there. Yes, he is very integral in that city that he immigrated from. That he is literally historically part of that city at this point. So nice. They were holding a rodeo. Some people might have seen some posts on my Instagram. It was fun. It was my first week out. God damn, the car ride was horrible with my back. Uh, but I made the most of it when I was there. But I could not enjoy any refreshments since I was on medication. So it was. It's been an interesting thing, but recovery comes first, then the fun, then the fun. But I did have fun. It was good to be. It was like a giant family reunion with a lot of family
Awesome.
and a lot of the townsfolk. So it was fun to see that. And then just kind of just getting used to stuff. The biggest thing I think recently physically was we went to Top Golf. It's a driving range kind of arcade style. It's one of my cousins came down from Washington to come hang out for the weekend, and we were just doing stuff here and there. And everyone decided to do that. I couldn't do much because my back, but I tried taking a couple swings. Definitely after like the third swing, I'm like, I'm done. I'm done. It's but I'll go again once I feel a lot better. Once I feel a lot better. But yeah, that's been my week. It's just been recovery, physical therapy, and enjoyment. And now that I can sit comfortably a little longer, I've been working on television and movie reviews for all you ones who pay attention to those. I've been catching up with a lot of that, and just kind of just getting ready for the new season of the Convoluted Podcast. We have so much for you guys. As you can tell, there was a new intro, some new audio coming out. So yeah. So that's been my week.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah,
Busy,
nice.
busy, but not busy.
Yeah. That's good. That's good. I mean, I'm glad you're here and you're back at it, and we can do this again. Woo! For another season.
Yes, for another season. We have some more stuff to announce next episode, but that's for next episode for now. We're just kind of getting back into the groove of things. Jumping into a couple of stories. We are living through historic times. But we're going to be talking about that during the bonus episodes. That's one of the first things you'll learn this season is we're going to have bonus episodes. So those are a little bit more on the serious side, a little bit more edgier topics, I would say. That's kind of the best way I can put it at the moment. But yeah, there'll be now bonus episodes every week. Doesn't mean that these are going to be shorter. They're still going to be about roughly an hour for it, but you'll get more content moving forward. But that one, our first discussion for our bonus episode is going to be about the historic moment of that we're living in. But that's more to come later for that. But Liz, here's my question to you. Because we haven't communicated with each other for roughly like almost 2 weeks. A lot has happened. A lot has happened in those 2 weeks, and I know you're not.
Oh my god, yes.
A lot has happened, and I know you're not a big on the internet scenes. But what have you heard any talks about some of the creators that have popped up? Because
which creators to
a
talk
lot.
about? I kind of posted a couple. I feel like there's been a huge crackdown. I think I've been kind of overhearing it from my kid. My kid be like, "Oh, so and so is supposedly grooming this kid. This person has, doing inappropriate things," and then I was like, "Oh, okay."
Okay, yeah, that's
So
okay.
I've been kind of getting somewhat of an in loop of what's going on, and I saw little blips this morning when we.
So then here's my question to you then because these can kind of be grouped up together. What are your thoughts when it comes to stories and these like allegations that come out? Well, we've talked about some of these when content creators of the like, and these types of stories come out when they're talking with minors or doing stuff with minors. What are some of the things that come to mind when hearing these types of stories?
Well, I guess I'm gonna be a little bit of a devil's advocate because I want to play both sides of the story. I want to hear both sides. I don't want to hear just one. I feel like a lot of people, even though not everybody's, I think, inappropriate with kids. I think people twist it, and that's unfortunate that some people do twist stories. I really want to see the truth behind everything, from front to back and back to forward and side to side and all that jazz. And I don't know how much to believe of it. Some parents could be twisting the kids' words to say that happened, or maybe it really did happen. I mean, I can't I can't say no. I think there's always that issue that might happen, that if you become famous, people are bound to be like, oh well, if I can get them to do this or say that, okay.
Then here's my next question: should content creators be communicating with said minors, their
No, I
fans?
don't think so. No, I don't believe they should.
I think in
I
general,
get it.
yeah, I think in
They can do a
general,
generalized thing, to generalize, hey,
a public,
show my
a public.
yeah.
I think once it becomes one to one, I think it becomes weird. I think even just overall, if an adult is communicating with a minor, to an extent, like depending, it's like there's different circumstances, like familiar, like family. I don't know. I can't say family, or certain. But even then, that's also can be sketchy depending on situations, right? But it's one of those things where, like a good example, like a good example, like your kid just turned 13. If I randomly started messaging them back and forth, that would be odd, right? Like
Yes.
there's no reason I should be communicating with them. That's kind of the situations a lot of these content creators, and just like people in general, but content creators, since they're like are public figures, have more, what's the word? They have more like front facing ability to get with other people, right? Like that's where I think a lot of these situations, like why get into these situations, right? Why put yourself in there? That's what I like. Why, like, what's why ruin your career and everything for that? So, well, some of the stories that these topics are coming from are, more recently, the Ava Chris Tyson story. Everyone knows them as Mr. Beast's best friend. Then there's the whole story, the whole allegations with Cody Ko that just been popping up or resurfaced recently, and then the whole like release of Dr. Disrespect's kind of a lawsuit that finally got unearthed. Right, these are all situations where like creators got into these like scenarios where they were with minors. It's very disappointing. Just kind of what are some of your thoughts hearing some of these things? And I can, if you want some I can give you some clarifications on each story that I know of.
Yeah, I don't know how. Like I said, I think you're right. It's like, how do you put yourself in these predicaments? You put these yourself in a situation that could very much turn 180 degree and to say, it's not appropriate. Let's move on. It's just like they. I got it, and some of it, and maybe they are. I don't mean, and that's who they are. But we need to bring that up to light too. I mean,
definitely these three specific situations are serious enough. If you want, I can give you a brief rundown on each one, just to give you, not only you but the audience, kind of who doesn't know what's happening, those who do not follow like the internet stories. Who do you want to hear first? There's Ava Chris Tyson, Dr. Disrespect, and Cody Ko.
Dr. Disrespect.
Okay, so yeah, I'll do a quick rundown. Doctor, for anyone who doesn't know, Dr. Disrespect was one of the biggest streamers back in Twitch. What happened was he got banned at one time, like permanently banned from Twitch. No one knew what happened, and for like 2 to 3 years, for a good amount of time, he was in a lawsuit with them because he got banned. He came back. He was on YouTube streaming for the last couple years, but for the longest time, no one knew why he got banned. And even he said he didn't know why he got banned. but he sued Twitch and everything. He got his settlement, he got his everything, and for the longest time, it was gonna be one of those secrets that we would probably never find out until it got leaked that one former Twitch employee tweeted out that the reason he got banned was he was communicating with a minor, and then it was a whole I would say a couple days to almost a week of just like people talking, bringing back this whole like speculation to the point where everyone was talking about it. Another former employee came out because of like potential NDAs were being like expired, so people could talk about it. And then he himself posted. Actually, let me read. I'll read his actual. What is it? What's the word? Statement? Yeah, that's the word. His statement. I'll read his statement. Here it is. I'll read this verbatim. This was back in June 25th, so it's been over a month.
Okay.
The Twitch band. Hello, I like to make a quick statement. Let's cut the fucking bullshit. As you know, there's no filtering with me. I've always been upfront and real with you guys on anything that I can be upfront about. I'm always willing to accept responsibility, which is why I'm here now. First and foremost, I do want to apologize to everyone in my community, as all of those close to me, my team, and everyone at Midnight Society Game Studio, that is a studio he founded. A lot of people have been left in the dark about what happened yesterday with Midnight Society, and we made it a painful decision collectively to have me step down. Our team is full of incredibly talented and good people that have high career ambitions and families, and I never want to jeopardize the culture we have carefully crafted. That's a whole different topic. So apparently they fired him and he didn't actually leave, but that's speculation. Everyone has been wanting to know why I was banned from Twitch, but for reasons outside of my control, I was not allowed to say anything for the last several years. Now that two former Twitch employees have publicly disclosed the accusations, I can now tell you my side of the story regarding the ban. Okay. Were there Twitch whispers messages with an individual minor back in 2017? The answer is yes. Was there real intention behind these messages? The answer is absolutely not. These are casual, mutual conversations that sometimes lean too much in the direction of being inappropriate, but nothing more. Nothing illegal happened, no pictures were shared, no crimes were committed. I never even met the individual. I went through a lengthy, oh my god, what is it? Oh my god, what?
I have to see the word to know it.
I'll post it. It's app. Actually, let's just say.
Okay.
Arbitration. There it is. Arbitration. That's still morning for me.
Arbitration?
Yeah, arbitration regarding the civil dispute with Twitch and the case that was resolved by the statement. Let me be clear. It was not a criminal case against me, and no criminal charges have been brought against me. Now, from a moral standpoint, I absolutely take responsibility. I should have never entertained these conversations to begin with. That's on me. That's on me as an adult, a husband, and a father. It should have never happened. I get it. I'm not perfect, and I'll fucking own my shit. This was stupid. Now it is all said, don't get it fucking mistaken.
Don't get it fucking mistaken.
Yeah. I've seen all these remarks and labeled being thrown around so loosely. Social media is a destruction zone. I'm no fucking predator or pedophile. Are you kidding me? Anyone that truly knows me fucking knows where I stand on those things with those types of people. Fuck that. That's different level of disgust I fucking hate even hearing about. Don't be labeling me as the worst of the worst with your
Exaggerations.
Exaggerations. Ugh, get the fuck out of here with this shit. But I think I've said what I've needed to say regarding the ban itself. That's it. That's why Twitch banned me. Made the decision back in 2020. To my team, community, and industry friends that I have supported me, I apologize. I wish I could have said it all this sooner. You guys have always showed me and my family love and support throughout the years. We love you guys like you can't imagine. I have the fucking best community and circle. If any of this has made you uncomfortable, I get it. You don't have to support me, anyone, but just know that you've always been greatly appreciated. But trust me when I say this. To all my haters that live and breathe social media with zero real life experience, I don't give a fuck about you. Finally, if you're uncomfortable with this entire statement and think I'm a piece of shit, that's fine. But I'm not fucking going anywhere. I'm not the same guy that made this mistake all those years ago. I'm taking an extended vacation with my family, as mentioned on stream, and I'm coming back with a heavy weight off my shoulders. They want me to disappear? Yeah, fucking right. So that was the statement. What are your just general thoughts?
That's heavy. I mean, I feel like he's a genuine person. It sounds like a genuine person. I hope that's the truth. I mean, you tell me he's a straight shooter, in essence. So
well, this is also a guy that cheated on his wife too.
They almost coincide with each other, unfortunately. It's sad. Okay. Yeah. All right. That's gross and wow.
So yeah, it's one of those things where like this came out like no one knew. So this whole speculation, like he admitted it. He had conversations with a minor. The term where to go? Were there no. There were casual mutual conversations that sometimes lean too much in their direction of being inappropriate. I don't think having inappropriate conversations with a minor is appropriate in any. That is
in any context and in any situation. I absolutely agree. He wouldn't if he was having anywhere that was leaning towards that. Then you were crossing a line, senor.
Because that is a good transition to what's currently happening with Ava Chris Tyson, whose all this stuff has been coming out. And for anyone who doesn't know, Ava Chris Tyson, or formerly known as Chris back in the Mr. Beast team, Liz is somewhat familiar with this.
Oh, the one that transitioned?
Correct.
Is that
so there's a whole sure. Because now there's a whole debate with what sucks is like it's turning into a whole trans thing when it should just be about the situation itself. And it's turning into a whole debacle. But let's just stay away from that. That's because that in itself is going to be a whole. What happened was there was some tweets that were. This was all public tweets, like on Twitter, where messages were resurfaced with an individual, messaging, I believe, I could be wrong, about a 13-14-year-old fan who communicated on Discord back and forth, and they were pretty inappropriate. Let me see if I can find some of these. It's here. It's on the. I have the article out there. The alleged grooming target of Mr. Beast's former co-host Ava Chris Tyson is no longer defending her. Tyson I don't like Deadline just said, okay, I don't care about that part. Dropped out of Mr. Beast's organization earlier this week for comments made to a 13-year-old. Okay, there it is. 13-year-old known as Lava when she was 20. Now, Lava, now himself 20, initially branded all the allegation of grooming as a massive lie, but now after apparently reviewing the Tyson messages on Discord server again, he's changed his mind. The conversations should not have been happening with people at that age I was at the time, and I strongly condemn them. I was a minor in this situation and not an adult in the influencer who shouldn't have allowed this to happen. I did not see this in a wrong at the time. However, Lava later shared another post on X saying this is only related to the Discord server, not any other statements I made regarding Ava Tyson. Mr. Beast himself has condemned his former colleague. That said, I've seen enough online and taken immediate actions to remove Ava from the company, my channel, and any association with Mr. Beast. I do not condone or support any of the inappropriate actions. So that's a general thought. So once again, another massive creator messaging inappropriate things. A big one. She was on the biggest channel, like Mr. Beast, name brand. Everyone knew Mr. Beast. Everyone knew Ava Chris Tyson. You had everything, and some of the stuff was happening years ago. But the thing, you and me can say we've probably said and done things that were stupid, but we've grown up. But nothing too inappropriate, I would say, right? We've done our fair share of stupidity, but there's stupid, and then there is deplorable. Would you say that?
Yeah, I agree, absolutely. I think we've all done something stupid, but not stupid enough to want to hurt our careers, our lives, or our livelihood. I mean, I don't know. This is it's absolutely, yeah. I absolutely agree. We don't. I would never message a minor at all. I usually say, "Hey, kid, you go message the kid. I don't want to deal with it." Yeah, I'll message the mom. I don't have no problem with that. That's a situation, but no.
Yeah, exactly. It's it never. There should never be there should never have been that to begin with, and then having a server full of them. We have a Discord server, but it's just all our friends and everything. And I think I even brought it up to you the other day, how your kid has a server, and depending on how people can manage it, it could be managed really appropriately, but then some people can be very sketchy in those things, because anyone can be anything in a server.
Yeah.
You never know. You would never know. Because we're at least our private server, we do and have our own stuff on there to kind of communicate, but we manage it really tightly. So well, that's because we do that. But it's things it happens all the time. That's a disappointing thing, and there's probably more stories like that, and it's just disappointing.
Mm-hmm.
And what sucks in this situation for Mr. Beast in general is a while ago, ever since this is kind of getting back into, I'll briefly mention this because Ava Chris Tyson was getting a lot of flack early when they were originally transitioning, right? And a couple people were saying they're gonna ruin Mr. Beast, this person's gonna be the one that ends Mr. Beast's career because of them transitioning. And Mr. Beast no, they're my friend, they're my best friend, I'm gonna be supportive. And then okay, that's good, they're standing up for their friend. And to then this happened, that's a bit heartbreaking for a friend who was there for you, and then you kind of backstabbing is kind of not really. It's more just what's a good way to put it?
I want to say snake, because I don't know. It was a very sneaky, thing was happening under their nose, just not knowing what was really happening. As much of a snake as it is.
And it's after all the support they gave you, it was like you went through so much, and there was a friend there who's been with you to support you, not only financially with the Mr. Beast brand, but as an actual friend. And then there's a quote from one specific video where they said that um like Ava was going to be like the downfall of Mr. Beast, and people were like, nah, that's not true, back when the whole transition thing was happening. And I'm like, no, Mr. Beast is eventually going to make mention, like, yeah, and he did, and that was good. But then that prophecy basically came true with this whole stuff, because now the whole thing, and then there's been former employees of Mr. Beast putting out like, oh, Mr. Beast knew. Then there's more. That's just the tip of the iceberg. There's it's just so much. So
Yeah.
continuing on to kind of the final one. There's more stories, but we'll just deal with this final one as far as the content creators, is the whole Cody Ko situation, because that one's been in the making for a couple years. I personally don't know who Cody Ko is. I've never seen their videos, but they have been very popular in the last couple of years in their side of YouTube and the like. But what happened, the original allegations were that he slept with a underage girl back in, what year was it? So back when he was 25, he slept with a 17-year-old in Florida. And the individual, Tana Mojo, alleged that Cody Ko had sex with her when she was underage. Cody has not made did not make a statement. Has not recently. Oh, there's been a recent statement, but that he's stepping down from his the podcast and a couple things. But there was this whole thing started actually a couple years ago, when she made during a live podcast of her podcast, where she posted that who's the question was, a fan asked, who's the smallest dick that you've ever seen, and she goofily said Cody Ko. But I can say that because I was 17, and that clip was a couple years ago, but it has resurfaced because she was talking about it of she was saying, if I had a daughter or a sister who was 17 and she was with a person who was 25, she would have done something different. So the news has resurfaced. What are your kind of initial thoughts before I jump into more of what this allegation has started?
Well, that bite him in the ass, didn't it? Not to be on the side of him, but her, but I just think that comment right there, that was on a live thing of the smallest penis, that really, with the hook and tie, that sunk him, basically, in essence. It's a video out there in the real world.
Actually,
So
that was her saying that, which is just one side, but there was one other creator who even backed up that story, who said that there was a time when her and Cody Ko were together, and she told told Cody Ko, hey, that girl you're over there talking with, she may look older, but she's 17. Do not get with her. And that night they hooked up, even though he was told.
Wow, he still did it.
And he's been quiet for the last couple the past week, 2 weeks, until recently, where he's stepping down, because and on internet time, if he would have, the only thing you can really do when things like this happen is either address it or stay quiet, right? With any of these things, because something else will always happen and the internet will forget. There will be a small fraction that don't, but there will be the minority, right? So he could have probably got it, because when people would have stop ignoring the whole Cody Ko situation because of the whole Ava Chris Tyson stuff that was popping off, right? So
Yeah.
But like I said, it's sticking to now. This is a different thing. This is more an actual act happen. What are your thoughts on this, like, next level of interaction with fans or things like that?
Yeah, it should be punished. Honestly, to tell you the truth, if he's literally caught. Literally, you know, she's not, not denying it. And I'm certain she's backing herself up and going like, yeah, that happened. I was 17.
So let's see. He
It's
was
just some
25.
serious.
But he was 25. He's 33 now. So that was. I kind of do math. 7, 8 years ago.
8 years ago.
Yeah, 8 years ago. So yeah, it's actually he's my age. So yeah.
Maybe. No.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. But honestly, I should not be sleeping with a 17-year-old. Period.
Because now.
Sleep with a 20-year-old. I don't give a fuck, but not a 17-year-old. Go sleep with a 20-year-old.
Because now
19, yeah, still pushing it, but still on the illegal side of things.
Because now the whole discussion now on the internet has been like with this and the Cody Code thing is like, well, they're almost 18. They're 17 and 364 days old. Like there's been this whole like try to defend someone.
Justify it.
Yeah.
It's just justifying it. They're just trying to justify it. Oh, well, they were really, really close to being 18.
And even if they were 18, that's still like, that's just like legality too, because sometimes some people aren't like mentally mature for some things, right? That's been the whole discussion that's been happening on like the idea of like consent, the idea of mental maturity. Literally just last night at the time of this recording, Moist Critical Charlie, Penguin Zero had a debate. I'm gonna say debate with Sneeko. I think you know who Sneeko is. He's the one guy who, God, he's a whole nother can of worms. He's the guy who, do you remember the movie Cuties?
Cuties?
It was a Netflix movie about kind of child like what is it? What are those things they do in the South? The pageants. The pageants, girl pageants.
Oh, okay.
But the girls who were the main characters of it, they were like super like nearly sexualized, and he defended that movie. Yeah, like Netflix had to remove that movie. Like you can't see that anymore. It's like it's that. Like I never got to see it, but I'm glad. It's like apparently it was like like very like pretty spicy. And remember, this is a. I'm like, that should have never got to see the light.
Should never even been put on the air. Like nobody should knew about that movie coming out, kind of thing.
But yeah, but he Sneeko as a whole, like we could do a deep dive into his arc on the internet, because surprisingly, Sneeko actually was a former employee of Mr. Beast too. Yep.
Oh, shut the front door! Wow.
But that's a whole thing. But anyways, they were having a whole debate on the age of consent. Like should a 12-year-old be able to marry a 20-year-old? And like if
I mean, granted, child marriage is still going on in the States. It's not banned in every state. You know that, right?
No, yeah, it's one of the things that the thing is more of the idea of more morality, understanding, because the thing is like globally the thing is, it's like there's what is the appropriateness, right? What is because one of the few points that was made almost 100 years ago, close to 200 years ago, people were getting married off at 10, 12. Like that's kind of was the norm. But I think with the way society has progressed, I think like that should be the way. That's my opinion, though. Like that should be how things are. Like that should not be happening. Like that's my opinion.
I absolutely agree. You shouldn't be marrying off 10, 12-year-olds at all to full grown ass men. It's just not appropriate. There's a huge difference. Besides only developmentally, that child is nowhere near the capabilities of being a responsible adult by the time they're 11 or 12 years old and giving birth to another kid. Like, they're kids themselves. They haven't even grown up.
Even some like young 20-year-olds aren't even adults yet at this point.
12-year-old, 20-year-olds. I mean, I was reckless at 20, so I don't know. I was reckless at 20. I'm not gonna lie.
Exactly,
So,
right? And it's one of the things where it's like the definition of kid, there's a whole debate, and I don't really want to jump into it without like if we one day maybe if we want to actually have a proper talk about it. It's just like this is the whole thing that's happening right now online with the being able to defend something, defend your favorite creator, to justify certain things. But some of these things are not justifiable in my opinion.
I agree. I agree. They're not justifiable. Inappropriate conversations are happening, and there's history of it showing. Then so be it. It's truth, you know.
so yeah, it's like it's
Intentions were never pure. They were totally evil.
so I think the final thought is like for anyone out there, just don't be messaging minors. Don't be like interacting with that. Like yeah, that's the biggest take back on all this. Like
I think they should have some way of like saying, "Hey, this is a kid is a minor. It should be like in a I don't know, pink color. I don't care. I don't give a fuck. Just some sort of color coding system or something with their ages on there, so that hey, maybe this is not a good idea." So, I don't know, something to get around this thing. But I think because if they're really not what they say they are, they wouldn't be interacting with them. Period. So.
that's
If they are, obviously we'll have a stream of conversations. I think those conversations should be literally tracked.
well, the thing is, at least, well, the thing at least with the when it comes to like content creators, like they know they're talking to someone older, and they just are enamored because oh my god, your favorite content creator is talking to you, right? And
it should be a robot. It should be a robot.
and like there's been a storyline of so many content creators that have been like groomed, like have been communicating with minors. It's like there's no short list of over the years, and that's.
It's been happening for years. I mean, it's just since the dawn of the internet, right? It's been happening for years.
Yeah, mostly when we're
just bringing more of it to light because it is now more prevalent than we realize.
And I think that's appropriate, right? To bring it into the light, to be able to protect future victims.
Yes.
Because that was one of the discussions that was happening, at least as far as the Dr. Disrespect thing is like for 2 years after everything was quote settled with him and Twitch, he was like no one knew, and so he was still able to properly stream. No one knew what happened. Were there other potential victims or anything? No one knew. Like he was just left to his own devices. Like it's like saying you just left a potential like predator out into the wild again. Like, oh yeah, no, it's fine. I'm like,
yeah,
and you know, it's a whole discussion, and all these things are happening in real time as we're talking. Like the Mr. Beast stuff is still happening, or at least the Chris Tyson stuff, not Mr. Beast. Yeah, what sucks about it is Mr. Beast's name's getting dragged along. Even I'm saying it right now, but it's the Chris Tyson, the Ava Chris Tyson stuff that's happening. And the Cody Ko stuff is still happening, even though he's just dropping off. The Doctor Disrespect is kind of stuff is over, but as far as that, let's kind of do kind of a one on each. Now let's start with what are your thoughts with at least kind of your final thoughts on the Doctor Disrespect, because he's taking some time off, but he'll be back. He's gonna come back, start streaming again, like that. What are your kind of your final thoughts?
There should be some super monitoring on him then. Some super monitoring on him. That he cheated on his wife, and he had an inappropriate conversation, supposedly leading to that could be misconstrued. Then you should be having some super monitoring on him, some sort of thing, just to keep him in check. If he really is that kind of person, he said, "I don't like him." You know how many people have heard that? Oh, I don't like those people. They're child predators, and anything happens to them. Guess what? What are you hiding from?
Definitely, when he comes back, that his first stream back, it's gonna have so many people watching him. I'll probably be there too. I want to see what he's gonna be. Okay, and then with the Cody Ko stuff, well, what are your thoughts of his situation? It's been a couple weeks. He finally made a statement, in a sense, and he's stepping down from his podcast, his company.
He probably had to step down. I don't think he had a choice.
I know, right?
He's making it sound like he's the good guy by, hey, but that makes him look guilty just as much too. So, honestly, again, he's got to be super monitored, and because it doesn't matter if you step down, you can still slide into something else, right?
True. And then what about the Ava Chris Tysons?
Wow. There's got to be a history of abuse towards him, so it means a cycle, right? Unfortunately, it's a cycle.
There's been,
I think we're trying to break cycles that are out there, and unfortunately, I'm not trying to defend Ava whatsoever, but I'm just saying there's got to be some sort of history to this. I mean, this started way before Ava became, what Ava did, essentially.
Yeah, because at the moment there are two people who have spoken out about it.
Yeah, and honestly, it's unfortunate that Ava decided to do what Ava, was already groomed to do themselves. So it's a vicious cycle, and unfortunately, we had to break that cycle, and it harmed people in the process too. And it screwed not only his life, their lives, their friend Mr. Beast's life too, because then they had that smudge mark on there. So that shit stain, essentially, of having to scrub that out and be like, no, I'm not associated with that person anymore. But still, then there's gonna be there's got to be some sort of monitoring, I guess, and some sort of I don't know. But otherwise, it's unfortunate and sad. I hope the people will get help, and yeah, it's pretty gnarly, that's for sure. That's some shit storm to be had.
Okay. Let's jump into the next story. What story do you want to talk about?
Let's make it something lighthearted, for God's sakes. But of course, this news lately have been so damaging. I'm like, I can't even look at the news. So much shit can sit in the fan.
We can do the laundering stuff, embezzlement.
The California guy?
Yeah. You want to do that one?
Okay. Sure. California education official embezzled over $16 million, hid cash in a mini fridge.
Ooh, what? Wait. Okay, I saw the picture. I'm like, oh, I thought it was just a stock photo. What? Okay.
Yeah, apparently. A former California public school district official was sentenced to over 5 years in prison Thursday after officials have found he embezzled nearly $16.7 million from the district over the years, hiding stacks of cash in a small refrigerator.
16
Jorge
million,
Armando,
5 years. What am I? Okay, I'm gonna do a calculator.
I'm surprised they didn't catch him in like a year, like literally that first year. Like there's
Yeah,
something missing.
so that would be like, how do you lose track of $3 million? A little over 3 million.
Yeah, that's literally $3 million. Like there's something missing. Oh, just justifying it. Oh, it was with the pandemic.
Oh yeah, yeah,
Literally
that's
could have
true.
found it.
I forget that was during that period of time. God, feels like forever.
I know, right? I
Okay.
know. Jorge Armando Contreras, 53, who previously worked as the Senior Director of Fiscal Services at the Magnolia School District, a public school district that serves Anaheim and Stanton, faced his judgment Thursday in Santa Ana Court. Oh, all nearby where I grew up.
No wonder, you know what's funny? Like, no wonder they can't get good food, or they're banning Cheetos down in California. It's because there's no money. There's no money.
Somebody's stealing it.
Now we know, Liz. We found the reason.
Yep, we found the reason. He was sentenced to 70 months in federal prison and ordered to pay it's a little over $16 million in restitution to the U.S. Attorney Office at the Central District, California, said in the news release. He has pleaded guilty in March to one count of embezzlement, theft, and intentional misapplication of funds from an organization receiving federal funds. Told you. COVID. Prosecutors said that Contreras was hired in 2006 to manage the fiscal operations of the district, where 81% of pupils from preschool through 6th grade are classified as social, economically disadvantaged. Instead of using the money he was entrusted with managing to benefit the schools, he spent it on lavish lifestyle and purchasing Louis Vuitton designer bags, a luxury car, and using the money towards a home. In his role, he has access to school district bank accounts and the student bank account, and caused checks from these accounts to be deposited into his personal bank account, the release said. In his scheme, he wrote checks in small dollar amounts written to MSD with the spaced out. After receiving the paper signatures from others, he was filling those blanks to spell the fictitious names and increase the amounts of the checks and deposit them into his own personal account at ATMs. To conceal the theft, he provided bank reconciliation packets to others at the school district with falsified bank statements and records. Wow.
Bro, look at all that money in those bags.
Yeah. Jesus. Like.
Okay, we kind of get the general thing. So let's just see. Here's a list of some of the things. So he had a home in Yorba Linda. He had a 20.
Yorba Linda.
Yeah, he had a 2021 BMW, 57 luxury designer bags, mostly Louis Vuitton, pieces of jewelry, designer clothes, shoes, 8 bottles of what the heck?
Clase Azul Ultra luxury tequila. Wow.
And then the fridge of money. This is, oh god, there's another little, just like dealing, like harming minors in a different style.
Stealing from people who needed that money. Like, what the fuck? Unfortunately, Jorge should have realized, hey, I'm taking this away from my brother's kids, essentially. Should have thought of it that way. But apparently Jorge had other intentions. Just like, I'll get myself a house. I'm going to go get myself a nice vehicle. I'm going to own designer bags. Jorge.
And then the fine for him to pay back all the money. He's never going to be able to pay all that back. You know,
he's going to be in debt for life.
And going to jail for just 6 years, I don't think, like, it's a white collar crime, but I say anytime you're involving children, even this in a financial standpoint, like the last topic we were literally talking about more direct one-to-one, but this is like financially depriving children of their future or a potential future. Like 6 years is not enough.
No, absolutely not. What I also want to say is like those kittens have an absolute grounds to countersue and even take more money from the district. I'm telling you.
How so?
They have a potential. I mean, considering they were withheld grants to help them in their lives, right? People are because this is America. People are happy. You know, I gotta sue them. That person. I gotta sue that person. I gotta sue that person. Right? Sue happy. And I think they might come back and be like, "Well, that guy was working during my years, and I did not financially become a great person with my lack of, accessibility, socially economically disadvantaged." Keyword.
Understandable. It's so just wild. Like
It is wild. Absolutely. Absolutely agree.
Like he ran a good gambit for a while, but which he should have played the long game, like when he retired, and just put it away. You know, that's how you do
it. He did. He started in 2006 or 2000? Yeah. He earned their trust long enough to do it.
I think he just got too greedy.
But he got a little greedy.
That's what I'm saying. He got a little too greedy towards the end.
That's how he got caught. It probably was happening since 2006. They're only saying in the last 5 years because they're noticing $3 million was missing.
Exactly. He got too greedy and like, oh god, it's just so much money was taken. It's really disappointing that these are the stories that come out, but what happens. What happens? There's just one individual, like we said before, with anyone who, in this situation, he took advantage of the system, and like you said, this was happening during the pandemic, right? 5 years ago. So it was like
2019. It wasn't our start of our pandemic until 2020, and
but he was starting. And he probably it was easier to get away with stuff because there was really no checks and balances during that time. Or not that they weren't, they were probably a lot more lenient. I think that's the best way. Right? A little bit more.
Yeah. And they weren't missing $5 here and there, you know. Or the $50 here and there.
But then God, that's a lot of 50s and 20s to add up to millions. It's
well, so, it was adding zeros at some point, you know. So it might have been 500 at some point. $10,000.
It's so ridiculous. It's you know, to have what's the word? What's the opposite of compassion?
Opposite of compassion? Is that what you said?
Yeah, what's the opposite of compassion?
I have no idea. I can't think of that one off my top of my head.
It says here. Well, callous. How can someone be so callous to do that? You know, where in your life are you where you're that callous? You know, it's pretty sadistic.
I think it's somewhere in the mentality too, like, man, I deserve to have this next car, or I deserve. It's part of that mentality. Like, I've been working my butt off. I haven't got my pay raises in years. I want my, I'm taking advantage of the system. They're realizing. I want trust me, this money. They're fine.
I want my Louis Vuitton bags.
Next, Jesus will have his 50 Louis Vuitton bags.
Oh my god, some people, man. Good thing I don't deal in management.
No kidding.
But
I wouldn't even know how to figure out how to that's very convincing though.
Yeah, they the thing is they weren't dumb. Like they weren't that dumb. They were able to get away with it for a good amount of time to steal that amount of money. That's the other thing. I'm
surprised you hadn't figured it out. They were getting tracking on him eventually. Taking to, you know.
Maybe he
I'm
was.
surprised he didn't like run across the border and be like, "Yeah, peace out. I got my 60 million. Bye."
It depends. Extradition laws and stuff like that. You got to go to a country that can't do that. He had cash, so. But
could have gotten away with it.
could have, but didn't. Because he didn't.
He
Because
loves the money too much.
he did, but luckily he's gonna get some level of punishment. He's gonna be in debt for the rest of his life. If that's what his life's work came up to be, then that is what his life came up to be. That's where he is now. That's kind of where you end up in these situations. Any final thoughts on this story?
Nope, not at all.
All right, guys, we are at the end of this episode. Can you believe it's been almost an hour already?
Woo!
So
we made it, and you sat through it all.
I know I might have to get up before we record the bonus episode, but yes, everyone, we're going to be recording the bonus episode. Follow us then if you want to go listen to our thoughts of where we were and kind of our feelings of what's happening in this historic time. But yeah, thank you everyone for joining us for season 7 of the Convoluted Podcast. We'll be having a little bit more news next episode with some fun stuff coming out of the like. But yeah, everyone, thank you for joining us for the new season. Don't forget to tell a friend, share it on social media. Liz, any thoughts? Anything you want to say to the audience?
Watch us, listen to us, spread the word. Wear gear, merch.
So, everyone, thanks again for listening or watching. Until next time, see ya.
Bye.
It's over. Like, there's no way you can, like, go from there, right? He is top dog at that point. And that was like, that is wild. That moment, like, happened. And
part of me almost thinks it was planned so that it wouldn't happen.
So there was speculation that it was planned. There's a lot. There was a whole.
Anything aboard after 93 can't cook. All they know is McDonald's charged their phony hot chip and log.